Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, chairpersons. And at the onset, I'd like to thank Dr. Vijay and his team for giving me this opportunity to address this august audience. And I will start with this Bhojan mantra. Actually, this we used to recite in our in our earlier days. Annam Brahma Rasam Vishnu Vokta Devo Janardanam Evam Dhyatva Tatha Gyatva Anna Dosho Na Lipyate. So food is Brahmin, the ultimate reality. So this is what is the concept of us Indians. All across our Southeast Asian milieu, we take food as Brahma. That is the universal ultimate reality. So this is what I want to emphasize, and I will be focusing more on our traditional way of eating, how it is good and how it is potent and how it has got all the nutrients. So I have been asked to speak on dietary sources of micronutrients. Are they sufficient? So we all know that there are two components of any diet, and this is basically the Western way of seeing the diet. We do not see the diet like that. But still, because we are talking in a scientific forum, so we have macronutrients and the micronutrients. And the macronutrients, basically what we are delving today, they will be vitamins, minerals, and the trace amount of things that we have. So what is a traditional Indian thali? And what are basically we are achieving with that? So we have a portion controlled meals. So it is not like that you are eating everything randomly. Everything is defined. How much of dal, how much of sabji, everything is defined. Promotes growth and development. Mixed meal, reduced glycemic index. So there is a, this is the basically the structure of the meal is like that you are combining dal with the rice. So you are you are decreasing the glycemic index of the food. Then we have a system of improved satiety. And the time in range, these studies have shown, and the diet diversities, there are so many things are there. There are vegetables, there is carbohydrate, there are proteins, there are fats, nutrient-dense foods are theirs, and there is a balance of macro and micronutrients. The same holds true for our South Indian thali also. We have a structured thali where we have all the components, and we have a combination of all the rasas, and we have more taste than our Western counterparts. So many things are there. We have got bitter taste also. They do not have a concept of a bitter taste, sour taste. So all these things are there in our set of people. So the ICMR balanced diet says that we have got cereals plus millets. Traditional Indian thali has got rice, roti, ragi, bajra, pulses and legumes, dal, rajma, chana, sambar, vegetables and greens, sabji, saag, kuttu and porial, dairy and fermented curd, buttermilk, idli, dosa, spices and condiments, haldi, jeera, curry leaves, amla, and the fruits are seasonal and post-meal. So we have a complete structure, and we have something, I was telling you, I emphasize that it is the ultimate truth. What we are eating is just a part of the entire universe or the cosmos, and we are part of that thing. So if we take that in totality, will understand that we have a very structured and good thing, and this has evolved over thousands of years, because our thali was part of the Ayurveda. So that is what, there is a medicinal aspect also of this. So nutritional diets plus staple fortification is the expert consensus for nutritional security. So we have calcium. So ragi has 3x more calcium than milk per 100 gram. Iron plus vitamin A, moringa, curry leaves, amaranth, local affordable, year-round, folate, pulses, fermented batters, greens. So daily in dal, sabji, idli pattern. So we got huge combination of these drugs and beautiful things which have got lots of micronutrients and macronutrients. Then fermented foods are very important because they are easy to digest. So we have pickles like amla pickle, raw mango, gunda. So amla pickle is vitamin C, raw mango is vitamin A, gunda is calcium, fermentation increases B group of vitamins, lactic fermented beverages like kanji, rabdi, amli. So now the Westerners are talking about fermented foods. We already have these for thousands of years, and this boosts vitamin B12, folate, iron bioavailability, reduces phytates. So we had methods of soaking the grains so that we can reduce the phytate content of them. So all these things were known to us before the Westerners could even think about that. And the dried foods like karonda, kale, sangri, dried amla, wadis, so these concentrated minerals and rehydration retains most. So these were the concepts that were with us. Then we have ghee, buttermilk, traditional fats. Ghee is rich source of vitamin A, D, E, K, that is the fat-soluble vitamins. Buttermilk chars is B12, riboflavin, calcium, probiotics, and cold preserved oils, vitamin E, and phytosterols. Then even these sweets were also of importance, like gur and jaggery, 11 milligram of iron per 100 milligram, 80 milligram of calcium, 70 milligram of magnesium. Black jaggery, that is the karupatti, is high iron given to anemic women traditionally. Dates, figs, and raisins, iron, potassium, and boron, used in panjiri, laddu, and prasad. So all these things are prevalent, and they are our traditional sweets. And they are also not that they are just sweeteners. They have got energy values also. Then we have been taking these seeds, nuts, powders in everyday food. Makhana, kamal kakdi, rich source of calcium, magnesium, phosphorus. They were the fasting foods. Poppy, khaskhas, 1.4 gram calcium per 100 gram. Coconut is rich in manganese, copper, and selenium, grating in daily sabji and chutney. Then we had a wide array of spices. So they were consumed daily. They were not garnished. They had medicinal values, and they were great sources of micronutrients. So sesame till is 75 gram of calcium per 100 gram. Used in laddu, chutney, til gur, mustard seeds, hing, ajwain, methi, another good source of iron, calcium, and antioxidants. Imli, tamarind is iron, B vitamins, and tartaric acid. So this is how you think. And then you think about the plant-based macronutrients like moringa and drumstick leaves, rich sources of iron, vitamin A, calcium, vitamin. So all these are sourced from the NIN guidelines, Hyderabad. Amaranth, cholai, and bathua, iron, folate, calcium, zinc. Curry leaves, iron, calcium, vitamin A, antioxidants. Sesame, till, and mustard, calcium, iron, selenium, magnesium. Amla and raw mango, that is vitamin C, vitamin A, and polyphenols. Coconut, poppy seeds, manganese, copper, and calcium. Then we have also think about the water, what we are intaking. So most of the parts of India has got a high content hard water, and that is full of calcium and fluorides. So if you are supplementing it, so there is already a lot of calcium in your water, and you are just putting more and more into it. So that consideration also has to be thought of. So this is, so we have to understand that this is also a situation, and if we go for the supplementation without looking to these concepts, it will be a great problem. Another source of micronutrients in our diets are the cooking vessels and the traditional cooking vessels and cooking ware. So iron kadai, tawa, that leaches 3 to 6 milligram of iron per 100 milligram food. Bronze vessels add copper, trace copper and zinc. Earthen pots preserve water-soluble vitamins and add minerals. So they were also a great source of these micronutrients and trace elements because they are needed in very small amounts, and they could be also be taken into note when we are talking about this. Then bioavailability is engineered into Indian food. Iron plus vitamin C pairing. So dal with lemon, poha with lemon, sambar with tomatoes, 2 to 3 times. Non-heme iron absorption, fermentation, idli, dosa, dhokla, curd, and kanji reduce phytates, increase vitamin B vitamins, folate, iron bioavailability. Spices, micronutrient powerhouses, curry leaves, sesame, amaranth, turmeric, iron, calcium, zinc, antioxidants in daily doses. So if you have these combinations, so you are increasing the micronutrient content, and as well as you are making it more available to us in a food form. So policy and guidelines are food first and not pills. So that is very important. So healthy South Indian diet, we have already talked about the components and the healthy North Indian diet. So if you see what are the recommended dietary allowances for an Indian as per the NIN criteria, and if you see this is our traditional North Indian diet, and if you see considering 3 meals a day, the Indian thali meets the RDA requirements. So this is of 1 meal that I showed you, and if you have 3 meals per day, almost all the micronutrient content is being taken care of by this thing. And the same holds true for the South Indian diet also. So never think that our diets are lacking in anything. They are the most balanced diets. Everyone is talking about plant-based diets. Everyone is talking about healthy fats. So all these things are encompassed in this. And this is because I am speaking in Chennai, so I thought that I should be bringing some important aspects as regards to South Indian foods. So our appam, puttu, upma, ven pongal, and masala dosa. So these are the things which are more pertinent to our part of this part of the country, and this is important. And this is our humble idli, and if you see, The ragi increases the calcium, and if you have a multigrain idli, you are having more and more of the things added to this. Then we have our own South Indian chutneys. So I was taking food in the morning, and I always like to come to the South Indian counter. So many chutneys are there, and if you see, lot of micronutrients are already there. And our sambar, that is a powerhouse of energy, because it's a real good combination of proteins, vegetables, and the micronutrients. And the dosa, not to forget, and this is what I want to emphasize. Then a very important concept is the food matrix. So if you are taking a pill or you are taking a food, so the food has got multiple components. So the nutrients do not exist in vacuum. The matrix captures complex interactions between minerals, vitamins, non-nutrient bioactive compounds, and phytochemicals. So the food is a very different thing. It is not a pill. And the biofeedback means your gut is smart. If you are low in iron, it opens more doors to absorb it from the dal. If you are full, it closes the doors. And an iron pill kicks the door open. So it's a root thing. It forces entry even when you are full. That's why you get nausea, constipation, and long-term copper deficiency from pills, but never from eating too much of palak. So that is my contention, that if you eat palak, you may not have these symptoms, but if you take a pill, you all must have understood that an iron pill causes so many problems. So the food respects biology, and the supplements override it. So this is the food versus supplements of physiological contrast. So the food is a conversation and regulation, the ask and take model. And the supplements are dumping and dose model. So these are the two concepts as regards to food. So the body has a concept system of doing it. So this is, I am going to tell you, as regards to iron, that is the non-heme. When body is low, it increases the hepcidin, the hepcidin drops, and the DMT1 receptors open and absorbs 20 to 30%. When body is replete, the hepcidin rises, blocks uptake, and absorbs 2 to 5%, cannot overdose from dal and lemon. Vitamin A, beta carotene, retinol conversion, that is increased. Conversion enzyme down-regulates. Excess carrots do not cause liver toxicity. So calcium, again, that is the PTH that absorbs 30 to 40%. If vitamin D is low, increased calcitonin absorbs 10 to 15%. Hard water again won't cause stones. And zinc is upregulates GIP transporters. Metallothioneins bind extra zinc, and body won't pull excess food from the matrix. And as compared to this, what supplements are doing? They are doing the dumb dosing. So they bypass this regulation that the iron pills, ferrous sulfate, are absorbed passively via paracellular route. When doses is high, overrides hepcidin control, leading to GI iron load and oxidative stress. Preformed nutrients like vitamin A, retinol palmitate is already active, no conversion step to throttle. So they have a straight path of absorption, and they can cause hypervitaminosis also. No cofactors, single nutrient foods, and we all know the risk of excess, why food beats supplements. Iron, GI distress, oxidative stress. Vitamin A, we all know that teratogenic, liver toxicity, and bone fractures if it is more than 300 microgram per day. Folate, folic acid, 1000 microgram per day. Calcium, if it is more than 2000 milligram per day. So we have kidney stones, vascular calcification, prostate cancer risk, and zinc is copper deficiency and immune suppression. So we have to be careful about the hypervitaminosis also, and we have to understand this. And as regards to the guidelines and what our thinkers, the ICMR, and they have shown that adequate nutrition should be met through a balanced diet. Supplements are recommended only for specific physiological conditions, deficiencies, or lifestyle stages. So that is very pertinent, and this is actually the gist of what our seniors have told us. Food fortification is a strategy to address widespread deficiencies where dietary diversity is poor. So if you have a structure system like lactating mothers or infants, obviously you can use them, but not for general population, because our food is sufficient as regards to micronutrients. Then WHO guidance says food-based approaches are the ideal way to prevent micronutrient deficiencies. They are sustainable, provide multiple nutrients, and avoid risk of excess. Then a very interesting paper by Kurpad et al., and they said that cure becomes malady, warning against layering of multiple interventions, mandatory fortification and voluntary fortification, supplements risk excess, and call for food policy. So I'll end up with this: tolerable upper intake levels exist for a reason. Supplements can hit upper limit easily. Traditional diets rarely do. Nutrient-nutrient interactions, high dose iron blocks zinc. Cure becomes malady. That is very important word and very pertinent to my debate. And biofeedback loops are very, very important, and they regulate the intake of the nutrients. It is not intake in isolation. And a plate with pills and supplements, or a wholesome plate. So let's make a smart choice. Our food is adequate in nutrition, be it micro or macronutrients, and suited for our environments. So thank you for patient hearing.